In the earnings release, you said we experienced tremendous demand for our pool equipment as investment in the outdoor living space remained a focal point for consumers. We're all getting back out in the world now, many of us vaccinated. That may mean getting back to public pools. Is that going to cut into your business at all?
Cut in, no. That's actually part of our business. We welcome those public pools, those municipality pools coming back open and letting a broader population enjoy the great outdoors and healthy lifestyle. So we supply to the commercial market, and we're full line, and we welcome those pools opening back up again here in 2021.
Because, as you say, 75% of your revenue is from equipment and technology needed to maintain and upgrade pools. But we're seeing shortages, chlorine, pool liners, rising costs for cement and other materials. How's that going to hit your bottom line going forward?
Yeah, it's there. Demand is causing some inflationary pressures. We've actually been able to pass through some pricing increases, but even before that, we actually take on mitigation plans ourselves, so we don't necessarily pass all of that along. Pool equipment is still very, very affordable in the grand scheme of things. You can build a pool, entry level, maybe $30,000 for an in-ground, and the equipment itself is really only high single digit, maybe 10% of that total investment cost. So it's still a very affordable endeavor. And from a chlorine side, you mentioned, we have some nice alternatives based upon some shortages that exist with chlorine tablets. We make salt chlorine generators. We also have UV and ozone products, which actually help to reduce the amount of chlorine needed to properly treat the pool. So we've got some nice options for the pool owners and the consumers out there.
Kevin, you just answered my question. It's Kelly here, and I was going to say this is all the talk in town, people trying to figure out whether to do a salt conversion or the UV option, some of the other things you mentioned. So will your company benefit even if people convert their pools to be saltwater pools or look for other ways of trying to keep them clean?
Yeah, we absolutely will. So just touching there, the UV and the ozone can be paired with any kind of chlorination system. And when paired with whether it's a tablet, whether it's liquid, whether it's a salt pool, that'll reduce the need for chlorine up to 50%. On top of that, we actually make salt chlorine generators, which is an alternative way to tablets. So it's a more natural way, less harsh chemicals in the environment. So we think it's a preferred way. It's a better swimming experience. Frankly, salt water, I think, has some advantages from a skin, from a hair. It's a more enjoyable experience. So we have some good options to satisfy the shortage that exists in the marketplace.
So, Kevin, we talk a ton about how much home prices are soaring out of control right now. When people buy a home that doesn't have a pool, sometimes they think, okay, we'll get the home, we'll put in the pool, but those higher prices might leave them with less money to spend later. Are you concerned about any of that?
I'm really not. There's frequently people are rolling, equity from the prior home into the new home. So, equity values, the market's doing fine. So I think people are feeling better about their nest egg right now. So we've seen broad secular trends, whether it's the boomers as they retire, making these investments in the backyard, whether it's the millennials who really show an appreciation for that extension of their home life into the backyard. We're very, very confident that even with rising home prices, that this investment in the outdoor living space, with of course pools being the centerpiece of that investment, is going to stay very, very strong into the future.
We talked a little bit about shortages, but what about supply chain issues? We're seeing that with every product out there. Are you seeing those ease up now more as more people get vaccinated or getting back to work in the supply chain?
No. I mean, we still feel some shortages. I think that our supply chain and our operations team done a fabulous job actually exhibiting our agile manufacturing, our lean manufacturing environment. We work lockstep with our supply partners out there. There are some shortages that we work through, but I think in general, really what the Q1 results were that you mentioned at the front end of this is really the result of our ability to ramp production and to start satisfying this demand in our order file right now.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.